Now you're a management company, so can you tell everyone, because not all of us, understand the details or the specifics of what a management company does and how they work with the talent and the talent's agents and the talent's moms and dads, right? Momagers, if, like you said, you have a 13-year-old that's on your roster. Can you explain to us a little bit, in a little bit more specific detail about what you all do?
Well, I can answer specifically to what we do because if you ask three different managers what they do, you very possibly could get three different answers.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, and the reason why that is because this is just a tutorial. Agents are franchised by the agency.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, by the unions, and managers are not. So so managers sort of sometimes have different, back in the day, managers generally, you manage the career, you sort of push the agents,
Mm-hmm.
you are the liaison between the talent and the agents. Nowadays I think, and especially in our position, there's so many managers that come from an agent background.
Ah,
My boss spent, I don't know, 35 years in the agency world. I was at two or three agencies before coming to this management company. So a lot of managers these days become managers because they had been part of the agency world. So the thinking and the brain, we approach it from an agency standpoint. So we're always trying to get our clients appointments and jobs,
mm-hmm.
and we know the know-how of how agencies work, and that's sort of how we proceed. However, as managers, it's the bigger picture. It's not about just getting the appointment,
Right,
negotiating the contract, and booking it.
right.
It's about, is this the appropriate job for you at this time? Is this the right decision? It's the big picture. We want to make sure that it's not just about doing a job to do a job, but that everything has strategy behind it. It's about, for people that travel for jobs, we do travel, we do press, we are like a one-man band as far as making things happen. I like to call ourselves the Olivia Pope of the entertainment industry. We're fixers.
Okay.
We do everything. So um, it's a lot. I could tell you literally right now where every single client is today. Like, I know everyone's calendars and everyone's schedules. It's just a very personal touch to an actor's career.
And I was about to say that it sounds like you're so much, you know what's going on with your actors and with your clients, with your talent, and I guess you need to because, like you said, you're in it for the long haul. Just give me an example. You said your youngest is 13 years old. Now,
Hmm.
I'm not sure if this person is in, TV or film or Broadway or theater, but, as a manager, I guess when your talent comes on, you are actually looking to be with them for the long haul, right? From 13 to say whatever, 40 or 50 years old, right? With their careers and
Sure.
their talent. So, can you just give us an example of, the 13-year-old that you have that you are managing now and what he or she, what they may do within the day or the week and how they check in with you as their manager, and do you know me what kind of advice that you give them? Just give me like maybe like your typical day with your 13-year-old talent.
Well, she's currently in rehearsals right now for a school show. I mean, she's
Oh,
13.
cool.
So, she's doing that, but we are just completing pilot season. So she's been auditioning for pilots. It's normal. I mean, she's been in Broadway shows before.
Cool.
She's a New York kid, so she has New York kid things to do.
Right.
So, she also has an agent. So, there's a lot of involvement with the agent, and we're at this point we are just trying to support and get her opportunities so that she has the opportunity to get into the room and meet various people and hopefully book the job.
Nice.
It's about doing, and what I think is very important for actors and parents, for young actors to understand, is that it's not necessarily about booking the job, it's about doing a good job. So when an actor goes into an audition, it's about getting good feedback. It's about those casting directors calling back for that actor.
Right.
It's not just about booking the job. Sure, that's lovely, and we all hope that happens.
Right.
But that is really the most important thing. We always, as representatives, want to call a casting director, bring up a client's name, and then say, Oh, I love that person. Now they may say, not right for this part.
Right.
I love that person. We'll see them next time.
Right.
That's cool. That's great. What you never want to hear is, no, I'm not into that person. So, and that is, due to the actor's work in the room. We
Okay.
can't control that.
Right. Okay. So what you're saying is their work ethic as well too.
Yeah.
My last question, because I mean we can go on and on because I'm like picking your brain at the same time. And for those of you that are listening right now, just really make sure that you're taking notes as Michelle is speaking and any questions, because this resource site is for those of you that want to do it and make it in the entertainment industry, whether it's something small or smaller regional theater or maybe Broadway and beyond one day. Just as Michelle says, that they are a full-scale management company. They take care of every single thing. So my last question for you is, what advice, maybe give us 3 points of advice that you could give for this next generation of performing artists coming up. I mean, I got mine that I've told, but it's always nice to hear it from somebody else, because I'm always yelling at my students, show up, be on time, be prepared. I mean, it's the same thing over and over, but a lot of the times we have to reiterate this. But what are your 3 main points of advice that you would give to an
because you just said some of them, like the be prepared is obviously number one. Have to be prepared. I don't care what you're going in for. You have to be prepared. Don't ever walk into a room without your picture and resume. And you got to know what you need to, like if you're supposed to have a song done, have the song learned. Yep. If your scenes, be off book. Don't go in there with your paper like this covering your face. So I won't say that, but what would I say? I would say, well, number one, keep your blinders on. I think that's really important. I think that it's easy to forget. I would say, don't lose the joy. It should always bring you joy. And the minute that it doesn't, adios. Right. And then what else would I say as advice? I would say, and this is one that you may or may not find comes up immediately. When someone asks you, casting director, choreographer, agent, manager, anybody, tell me a little bit about yourself. That question doesn't mean you need to pitch all of your experience. What that means is we want to know your personality. So, I'll do seminars a lot and I'll say, tell me a little about yourself. And then they go into how much they hate their agent or they're frustrated because they're not getting seen and this, that, and the other. Well, okay, that's cool. But what I'm asking about is about you. I want to know you, because especially when you're meeting with an agent or a manager, they're asking you that question because they want to know if personality-wise you guys seem to be a match. When you as an actor choose an agent or a manager to work with, it's your choice as well as it is the agent and managers. And it's like getting into a relationship. It's a marriage, and you want to make sure that energetically you feel like it's a good move. So I'm not going to be able to get that if you tell me, well, I hate my agent, I never get in the room, and I won't work. Well, okay, well then, nice to meet you. Because I've heard nothing about you, and now I just think you're bitter and angry. So I want to work with people that have interesting personalities. People like, we just signed this guy that is literally co-starring in a play off Broadway, and he worked in the same box office for like 10 years. Oh, wow. He's working in the theater now of where he worked in the box office up until like a year and a half ago. Cool. And that is an awesome story. I'm like, wait, tell me more. We want to know so much about, because that just says so much about who he is. Yes. And then his story was fascinating. Everyone has a story like that. Everyone does. And those stories are what's going to make you unique and stick out, because ultimately you want to be remembered as an actor, regardless if you're auditioning or you're meeting someone. Right. And those are the moments that do it.
Awesome. Well, Michelle, thank you so much. Thank you so much for,